innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses work together and continue to build the future. Our expertise, talented workforce, and collaborative environment are making a difference now and shaping the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio to put your plans in motion. That's michiganbusiness.org/radio.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases, even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Hey, join BJ Shea's Geek Nation crew, that's me, and the Omega Gamers at Zulu's Board Game Cafe starting this Saturday.
Omega.
To raise money for Extra Life, and Zulu's is up in Bothell. Starts at 8 a.m. this Saturday, and it's going to go for 25 hours because of the daylight savings time being turned back, the clock's being turned back. Food, game raffles, lots of board games to play, as well as a custom menu during the event. And again, all of this benefits Extra Life and the Children's Miracle Network, and it's really, really awesome. And it's a great, great cause. And I'll be there for a good part of it. I don't know if I'm going to last all 25 hours, but I will be there. Would love to see you, game with you, hang with you. And if you want to donate, get more info, just go to KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B-Migs, you're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs, or maybe we can whack him. Yeah, buddy. It's Whack It Wednesday.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then.
All right.
A special Halloween Whack It Wednesday where you'll be taking on Steve, dressed as Steve.
From 40 years ago.
Really is awesome, too.
I decided to be myself for Halloween.
Great costume.
Dressed up as a teeny tiny cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a teeny tiny cowboy, baby.
I love it.
And now I have a laminate of me back when I was 4 on a lanyard now so that people can know who I am.
That is so great.
Yes.
It is fantastic.
Great costume.
Spitting image.
I agree. Minus a couple of pieces of hair.
Well, yeah, a little bit of that.
I should have put hair on the hat.
Oh, you should have. Well, you can do it next year.
Yeah.
Let's get to our contestant. We've got Casey and Kent to take on Steve. Casey, are you there?
Yeehaw, y'all.
Yeehaw! What's he playing for today, Steve? Oh,
well, that's a different kind of gun. The type of gun that we're going to be giving away for this show would be... That's right, KISS tickets. Who were on Fallon last night doing this song, and they sounded great.
Really?
Yep, KISS is at the Tacoma Dome on February 2nd. Go to KISW.com for all the details. You want tickets? They go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster.com.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Casey will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Casey, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Ready.
According to an old saying, an ounce of what is worth a pound of cure?
Courage.
No.
Pass.
What 7-time NASCAR champion was nicknamed the Intimidator?
I don't know. Dale Earnhardt.
Yes. In Disney's Beauty and the Beast, what type of enchanted item is Chip?
Teacup.
Yes. In what country is Absolute Vodka made?
Sweden.
Yes. In archery, what is the center of the target typically called?
Bullseye.
Yes. What city do the Flintstones call home?
Bedrock.
Yes. What continent are emus native to?
Australia.
Yes. The board game Candyland is currently published by what company?
Warner Brothers.
No.
Hasbro.
What was that?
Hasbro.
Yes. The ozone layer is in which section of Earth's atmosphere?
Sky.
No.
Geez, I don't know. Pass.
Emma Bunton is most famous for being what Spice Girl?
Skanky.
No.
Stinky.
No.
My favorite.
How about hemisphere for the ozone?
No.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct.
Gotta love Baby Spice.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
was that your favorite one?
She was my fave.
Somehow it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I loved Baby Spice.
Yeah, well, don't
Stinky
say...
Spice a real thing?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's not. But who's the real thing? Stevie.
Steve is the real
Cowboy.
thing.
Steve's a cowboy. That's real.
I love it. He just tipped his hat.
I had to.
Also, I looked up your cowboy name on a cowboy name generator.
Oh, thank you, Danny.
You're welcome. It is Shep Bad Batch of Beans McDrew.
That sounds about right.
That's a long name.
It's like Rev's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after this thing, man. I can't fart in this onesie, man. I just found that out.
No, dude, you destroyed your room and in turn brought it outside to the rest of us.
I had to get out of the room, and it was still inside of my pajamas. And so I was running around, and it was just going everywhere.
Yeah, dude, that's not good.
No, it's not at all. I'm going to try to stop doing that.
Hey.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
According to an old saying, an ounce of what is worth a pound of cure?
Ounce of sugar?
No.
Moonshine?
No.
Butter.
No. What 7-time NASCAR champion was nicknamed the Intimidator?
Dale Earnhardt.
Yes. Intimidator. In Disney's Beauty and the Beast, what type of enchanted item is Chip?
He's a mirror.
No.
A diamond.
No.
A stone.
No. In what country is Absolute Vodka made?
Russia.
No.
America.
No.
Costco.
No. In archery, what is the center of a target typically?
Bullseye.
Yes. What city do the Flintstones call home?
Bedrock.
Yes. What continent are emus native to?
Australia.
Yes. The board game Candyland is currently published by what company?
Hasbro.
Yes. The ozone layer is in which section of Earth's atmosphere?
Antarctica.
No.
Air.
No.
Water.
No. Emma Bunton is most famous for being what Spice Girl?
Oh, baby.
Yes. And Steve, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You lose 7-6. Casey, you're going to Kiss.
Awesome, and then, this ties it up. I've lost 2 and won 2, so right on, Steve.
Perfect.
It's a nice tie, Casey. Hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get your prize, buddy.
It's a good one right there, too.
That's a good one to win. If you're going to lose a couple, lose something else, and then get your Kiss tickets. And, of course, Steve, I get this.
Happy Halloween, everybody! Happy Halloween! Cowboy loser. Absolute Vodka, Casey got that one correct, is made in Sweden.
I did not know that myself.
Well, now you learned something.
Yeah, I'm going to try to remember that because I would have said Russia, too.
He also knew that Chip was a teacup. Yeah.
Steve's never going to remember that.
No. According to the old saying, an ounce of what is worth a pound of cure?
Vicky knows this.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't? Prevention.
Yeah, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
I thought you knew old lady stuff.
Not that one.
Does anybody know where the ozone is located on the Earth's atmosphere?
The only part I know that I remember is the troposphere.
No.
Oh.
Slaposphere.
The slaposphere, yes. Close.
Atmosphere?
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere.
That's what I said.
God, why? The strat. Isn't there a place called the Stratosphere in Vegas?
Yeah.
How stupid. I should know this.
You should know this.
You're a letdown.
Yep.
I am.
Well, Steve didn't know it either, and that's why he lost. So congrats to Casey.
Yeah, you tie, you beat Steve, you get the prize. It's as simple as that on Beat Migs. All right, so there's a website. I did not know this called candystore.com. How do I not know this place?
Do you buy candy there?
I would imagine if it's a store and it's got candy in the name, it should be, in fact.
Hey, speaking of which, where the F is our Halloween candy?
Yeah, there's not a lot running around.
None.
There's some at the front desk.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Oh, I didn't know she put it at the front. She just got in, right?
Well, I had Milky Way yesterday.
There's been Halloween candy at the front desk the whole time?
Yeah, she had little guys, little minis.
I didn't know either.
Oh, man, I've been running around this building looking for candy, and it's been there the whole time?
Yup.
Damn it! And then, of course, Danny won't give us the Rice Krispie treats.
Because he's a jerk.
Yeah. Well, candystore.com will wet your whistle. Of course, today is the day where pretty much every adult's going to steal candy from their kids and say it's for their health, the kids' health. 40,000 people, they did a survey of 40 grand, and they talked to people saying, hey, what is the ultimate Halloween candy? They've got the rankings. They've got the top 10. They got the bottom 10.
Okay. Top 10. I'm
Yeah.
putting Smarties number 1.
Smarties, not even in the top 10. Let's see if it's actually number 7 in the worst.
Of course. Why do people hate Smarties?
Because they taste like chalk.
No, they don't. They taste like awesomeness.
Yeah, they do.
Have some Chalkies.
And it's like a nice little roll, and you open it up, and you get these little bite-sized
I'd rather eat Tums.
Wow. You need to shut up.
Shots fired. They
What
do
about
look
sweet
like
tarts or those kinds?
No.
Sweet tarts are the best.
If I'm
I
going to
agree.
have candy, I'm not going to go for, the amateur candy.
You probably don't even like Sprees then, huh?
Of course I don't.
Yeah, these are, by the way, none of them are even mentioned, except Smarties mentioned as one of the worst. Danny, I think, should know what number 1 and 1 is.
Sour Patch Kids.
That is number 8 favorite, so at least you're on the right track. My son loves these guys, and Danny, you should know
Daddy's
this.
money.
Daddy's money.
Is that a candy?
Danny, why you should know this today, Danny.
Reese's.
Yeah, there you go. All right, he got the clue.
You know why? It's
Reese's
because
peanut butter cups.
I don't like them, but I know everyone else does.
They're okay.
Clearly you don't because you don't say it right.
Oh, Reese's Pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Reese's Pieces.
He's not the only one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I say it sometimes too, but I try to catch myself and go, okay, it's Reese's, it's not Reese's. Number 2 on the list, take a shot.
Bottle caps.
Bottle caps. No, not on either list.
Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Rancher. I'm looking it up, and Vicky, that is the. I don't know why you'd want that as a candy.
Jolly Ranchers are legit.
They are great, but if you want to just purge on a bunch of candy, that's not the best one because it takes forever to finish one.
Yeah,
that is true. But I'm thinking you put those in vodka, let it
Okay,
we've done that.
Yeah, that I can understand. I'm with you on that, but that's just is a regular candy.
Yes.
Crackle. That's the only time I see it is on Halloween.
Love Crackle.
Not on the list.
Fantastic.
Crunch bars, the
Yes.
little ones.
Yeah, not on the list, by the way.
Boo.
Snickers. There you go, Danny. Number 2. Danny so far is rocking this list. He's killing it.
$100,000.
$100,000 bar. No, sir, not on
Big
either
hunk.
one. Big hunk. What is wrong with you people?
All the
Nerds.
Nerds number 6.
Those little boxes are great because you crush them like a shot.
Yeah, number 6 popular. Yeah,
All right.
nerds.
How about M&M's?
M&M's, of course, Vicky. That is my favorite. Number 5 on the list.
Perfect.
Almond Joy.
Almond Joy.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Danny, I love Almond Joy, but sometimes people just don't feel like a nut. Not on the list.
Well, what about Mounds then?
And even the ones that don't.
Nah, crap.
Not on the list either.
Grape flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls are considered the worst, the 6th
Oh,
worst
I love
candy.
Tootsie
And I
Rolls.
agree with this list. I hate
Tootsie Rolls are freaking awesome.
Whenever I got Tootsie Rolls, I was like, F you people.
Have you
And
had
I
the
throw
flavored
it back.
Tootsie Rolls?
Yeah, the only one I like
and
out
it
of
tastes just as bad except with the flavor.
You guys are stupid.
the only one I like out of those are the vanilla ones. The rest of them go die in a fire.
Oh, really? The vanilla one?
Yeah, those are good.
I don't think I've had one of those.
Ooh, how about Laffy Taffy?
Laffy Taffy, again, it's on the list that says, what the F is wrong with Vicky? She's naming all these brands that aren't even in there.
They're great. Didn't you get the little joke?
We talked about yesterday the Whoppers.
so disappointed.
Whoppers were listed as one of the worst in another survey, which is stupid. Because
Whoppers,
they're fantastic.
It didn't make the bottom 10 according to CandyStore.com. Didn't make the top 10 either.
Skittles. Oh yeah,
Skittles, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Marshawn Lynch would be happy. Number 9th favorite.
Pretty much just take a handful of them, like, chew them up, something like that.
Somebody says, I agree with Steve. Smarties should be in the top 5. Another person, Smarties are better than Jolly Ranchers. Next person says, crush up those Smarties and snort them.
Wow.
Haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, that's a whole different experience. And look, saying they're better than Jolly Rancher, is that really something to hang your hat on? I'm just saying, number 3, how do you forget this? Twix. Come on, number 3.
Yes.
Twix. Are you kidding me?
Either peanut butter or caramel.
And of course, what would be under Twix? Right
Kit
there,
Kat?
neck and neck. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, ma'am.
Kit Kats are wannabes.
Yeah.
Delicious, but they're wannabe Twix. I don't like them.
Oh, they're both equally good.
It depends on my mood.
What about Charleston Chew just got texted in?
Oh, that's an old school one, and they're horrible, and no.
No, I love those ones. I love those ones in big hunks because it felt like you were getting more candy.
Yeah, all it did was just stick to you. And like you couldn't open your mouth. You had lockjaw with the
And
Charleston
it took
Chew.
forever to eat, which meant it felt like you had more candy.
I hate Mike and Ike's.
Okay.
I like turtles. Mike and Ike not on the bottom 10 or the
Should
top
be.
10.
Licorice, get out of my
Number
life.
8 worst,
Yeah.
number 8 worst, which is why Good and Plenty is also the number 9th worst.
Yeah.
I actually like Good and Plenty because they actually made licorice tasteful to me because they threw some sweet coating on it.
I hate Mike and Ike's, but when you make them sour and call them Zowers, they're freaking awesome.
They are good.
They're right up there with Sour Patch Kids.
And Sour Patch Kids, of course, number 8 on the list.
Pixie Sticks.
Pixie Sticks, that's old school, Danny, but not on the bottom or top.
Oh, meth.
Yeah. Meth, number 1, ladies and gentlemen. No,
Did we already say Snickers?
number 2, yeah.
And Milky Way?
Milky Way, actually, you'd think it would be on the list. It's not in the top 10. It's not in the bottom 10.
Ooh, Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers, yes, Danny. It is. Oh, wait, I thought it was. No, I'm making that up. It's
You
not.
just want to quickly say everything that Danny guesses is awesome.
Well, Three Musketeers is one of my favorites, too.
They suck.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm just saying that because you like them.
Oh. I know they're not everybody's favorite, but they're fluffy and they're supposedly, I don't know, sometimes somebody told me they were dietetic or at least less, fat.
Did you hear that like a 5-year-old has to he's going to make a full recovery, so thankfully, but he had a piece of Halloween candy and it was laced with meth.
Oh, what?
It tested positive for meth after eating Halloween candy. Who's doing that?
Stupid people. Why?
Right?
I've never, obviously somebody's brain damaged and they need help, but it's just like the time of year, kids, who can hate kids? Kids are the one thing that no matter what walk of life you are, I don't care where you are, any neighborhood you are, whatever affiliation you are, a little kid can put a smile on your face. It doesn't matter, no matter what neighborhood you're in. I
feel the same way about puppies.
Well, some people do as well. They do. They feel the same way you do. Yeah. Candy corn actually is number 2 worst favorite or the worst. Yeah.
What was worse?
Circus peanuts.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had a circus peanut in a while.
There's a reason.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Because
it's worse than candy corn?
Yeah. Oh, I'll take candy corn over circus peanuts anytime.
I don't like candy corn because they look like little yellow nasty teeth.
Oh, I love that.
Ugh.
Wax cola bottles, number 3 worst.
Those suck.
Yeah.
Because you just get excited because you see the color and you're like, oh, I'm going to get some juice. And it's like you barely get any juice and all you get is that nasty, flavorless wax.
And Vicky, if you want to talk about basically eating Tums, how about Necco wafers? Those things
stink.
Peanut butter kisses. And I have to say I agree because I don't expect my Hershey's Kiss to taste that way. I want my Hershey's Kiss to have chocolate and chocolate flavor.
Anything with peanut butter added to it is fantastic.
And for some reason, peanut butter kisses don't do it for me, and it's the number 5 worst.
Is Butterfinger on the list anywhere?
Butterfinger is number 7 favorite.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I don't like a full Butterfinger bar, but those little Halloween size ones is like the perfect amount.
That's all I can take.
Yeah. That or I crunch them up and put them on my Menchie's.
See, I think that's
the way. Have them crunched up.
Isn't that the way most people take their Butterfingers?
Crunched up?
Yeah, really. I think that's the only time I have Heath bars anymore or Butterfingers is when I throw it on top of like ice cream or a yogurt because I can't take all of it in its one sitting.
In my Blizzard.
Yeah.
I will get a Heath bar or a Butterfinger Blizzard every time.
I old lady it up. I'll buy myself a Heath bar and eat like a bite or two, put it in the freezer and come back to it later. Because it's too much, but I love it.
That is so old lady, too. My mother-in-law, that's all she's... Her freezer is filled with so much candy and Klondikes. It's really an awesome place to go. You open her freezer, it's like Magic Land. Tootsie Roll, Steve, number 6 worst. Smarties, number 7. Licorice, number 8. Good and Plenty, number 9 worst. And Mary Jane's, number 10 worst ones.
Yeah.
And
I don't remember ever having a Mary Jane of the candy variety.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, it is time for listeners on the loose this Halloween. 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Your calls, your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. Doesn't matter what you want to talk about, man. If there's something we've been rapping about, you want to weigh in, feel free. If you want to bring a brand new topic to the table, again, feel free. But do remember, Steve does have a rule for listeners on the loose.
And that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you and then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Happy Halloween, guys. No, that's not from me. That's a text. The text
thanks,
said,
Steve.
Happy Halloween, guys. I hope you continue the tradition of every year playing Mike Tyson singing The Monster Mash.
Well, of course. It is
the
a
greatest thing ever.
Yeah, this is Mike at his best. It happened a few years ago on Jimmy Kimmel. He had Bobby Brown and Mike Tyson sing The Monster Mash for Halloween. And yeah, it is a train wreck of a performance. If you've never heard it before, feast your ears on this.
I was working in lab late one night when my eyes saw a sight for my master, his slam. Suddenly, to my surprise,
It's Mike Tyson.
he did a monster mash. He did a monster mash. He did a monster mash. Hey, they did the world of man. Oh, they did the monster mash.
Yeah. Happy Halloween. Halloween.
You know, Jimmy had to be like this.
That had to be the moment where you realize, A, Bobby Brown is completely insane.
Yeah.
And B, Mike Tyson is comedy gold.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And look, anytime I see Bobby Brown and he has that kind of performance, I go, all right, I wonder what pharmaceutical aid he might have had that night. Yeah, just a complete mess.
We should post that video somewhere because the video is even more awesome because I think they make Mike Tyson look like a ghost.
And it's on the BJ and Migs page right now in the viral video section.
Check it out.
Look at that. Boom.
Your Halloween is not complete until you get to see that video masterpiece.
A few people are commenting on my Halloween costume via text.
It broke me today. I'm usually not a Halloween guy. I don't like people dressing up in the workplace. I think that, you know what, we have jobs to do. We shouldn't be here just running around in costumes. Hey, if you've been listening to the show, that's been my approach my entire life. But today, the costume you wore really did break me. I did have to, it just hit a chord in me, and I actually smiled and enjoyed a costume this Halloween.
Well, because if you've listened to our show, you always reference me when I was 4 years old, wearing the most ridiculous cowboy outfit that my mom put me in, wearing these stupid overall shorts and a red cowboy hat and pulled up white socks. So, and I've been saying, hey man, I've got a costume that you're gonna love. And I came in this morning wearing a Donatello Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles onesie. So you're just like, well, this is what I love.
Yeah, and I had a disappointed look on my face, like, I mean, my kid loved it, but okay, sure, great, you wore your stupid turtle onesie. And then I thought, you were talking about how you're preparing for this, and all you did, I mean, tough job, put on a onesie pajama thing.
But underneath that onesie was a recreation of my 4-year-old cowboy outfit.
That was tremendous.
And I surprised you during the Beat Migs. If you go to my Twitter page, and Vicky's going to put it up on KSW.com as well, in a blog, you can watch the video of your reaction when I first walked into the studio wearing this outfit, because you just had this look on your face like, he did not just do that.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, he recreated that great picture that I always give him a hard time about, him wearing that cowboy suit as a 4-year-old.
Even Kate put on Instagram saying, I was so glad it was in the dark when I was stuck in traffic this morning, because I was dying while listening to Beat Migs when you came in wearing your cowboy costume.
It really is epic. I mean, we're having a contest, and I look, a lot of people did a great job, including my daughter, who she's already won a costume contest for her little gnome and baby gnome. But Steve, I think you should win. I know that Danny and Uncle Chris are going to be upset, as they basically went as, Daniel San and Cobra Kai, but, Johnny, but I'm sorry.
It'll be a fight. I'm just saying.
Steve wins. I mean,
he does have a gun.
I'm bringing a gun to this fight.
Yeah, buddy. Steve wins, man.
Unfortunately.
The greatest, the effort.
Dumbest costume ever.
But the effort to recreate this, so awesome. Love that. Oh, so long. Just so great. So listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone says, can you please add those overall jorts to your outfit rotation?
Yes. And Steve, it is amazing because as a little 4-year-old, it looks like you're really having a hard time down there too. Like those shorts are too tight.
Oh,
and you've recreated that as an adult.
Yeah, it's an important part of it. Well, that and also these were the only overalls I could find at Sears that were within my price range.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's such a great outfit.
I sent the picture of this to Vicky last night just to be like, hey, this is what you're about to see tomorrow.
And I was actually driving when it popped up on my phone because I use it as a GPS, and I almost swerved because I was dying. I was laughing so hard.
So what does the wife think of these? This whole thing?
She thought it was hilarious.
Oh, that's
She was in tears last night. Just because she thinks everything I do is completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Typically crossing the line of pure stupidity. And I don't think she thought anything less of that. Like, this is very stupid, but it got a legit belly laugh out of her.
Well, yeah. I mean, and this is the moment where you go, all right, you know what? This is where the man in my life provides humor. Because, a lot of times, man, life can get so serious. And then when your partner can just do something like that, where you can't, even me today, I couldn't stop laughing. Even as much as I want to be a grump about Halloween, it was like, okay, this costume is pretty ridiculous. How do I not laugh at this?
Chris says, no offense, Steve. If I see you coming down the street in my neighborhood, I'm calling the cops.
I don't blame you, Chris. He does have that look. If you see him coming down the street and you're going, okay, this guy just stepped out of a white van, lock up your kids. Damn. That's a great look, though. Steve dressed up as a cowboy, just like he did when he was 4 years old, and his mom made him dress up. He has the same exact outfit, pretty much.
And shout out to Vicky. She printed the picture of me as a 4-year-old and turned it into a laminate so I could wear it around my neck.
Good call.
That way people could see what I am.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Otherwise, this is a very unnerving costume.
Surely is. Surely, I'm not going to lie to you. It surely is. Oh, it's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and texts at 933 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs. Mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Getting a lot of text messages about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Or Red Redemption. Deuce.
Yeah, this game has made over $700 million in its release, and Rev's going to get it today.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've been talking about it this morning, and somebody said the intro for Red Dead took me about 2 hours before the game opened up. It all depends on how fast you go through stuff and how much you want to do. The game is epic, though, because they say you have to kind of get through the beginning. It's a little bit slow until, what is it? It's like Grand Theft Auto with horses.
Yeah, exactly. Old West style.
Rev, one texter says in the game, horse testicles shrink in cold weather.
I heard about that. I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm glad someone did.
Another text, Red Dead Redemption 2 is so realistic when it's cold, the game's horse's nuts shrivel up.
That's insane.
Who was the guy that proposed that being in the game?
Dude,
wow.
These are the Rockstar guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
the guys
right.
who made Grand Theft Auto and all the ridiculousness with that. Of course they're doing this.
I would love to be there when they first decided that, because you know it was probably hanging out in somebody's apartment or mansion or wherever it is that they create these things, and the guy's stoned. He's like, it'd be hilarious if when it's cold, the horses, what?
That's amazing. More and more of these games are getting more and more realistic, dude. And with virtual reality, 10 years you'll be able to be basically Red Dead Redemption 5. It'll be virtual reality. Old West.
Right now, you can play Skyrim and Fallout in virtual reality right now.
Oh man!
Yeah, one person says just wait for the multiplayer to go live. Posse up and rob some banks and trains with some friends.
Yeah,
this sounds like a lot of fun.
Can you play single player?
Yes, it is a single player game, just like Grand Theft Auto was. And then they made Grand Theft Auto Online, so it stands to reason that they'll be doing this. They had an online multiplayer version for Red Dead Redemption 1, so I can see them doing the exact same thing with this.
I wish I have a Twitch channel. I don't do anything on it. If I had Red Dead Redemption, I would set it up, and whenever I would play it, I would only play it in my red cowboy outfit.
Please. Of course.
Please do it. With my red cowboy hat.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
My short jorts.
Dude, that would be a Twitch channel people I think would watch.
It's just me trying to figure out this game while wearing my stupid Halloween costume all the time.
Is a real cowboy playing Red Dead Redemption.
That's right.
That's
that would be fantastic.
Gosh, I'm watching Johnny Rubbers, because he's going through Skyrim because he's that game. Yeah, I don't know if anyone ever really finishes unless
it's got infinite replayability.
And so I've been watching him play that, and to think that you could put VR glasses on with that game.
Yeah, it's fun, except because I have Fallout at home. But the problem is it makes I get really motion sick, and so
yes, you do.
I play Fallout. I'll play it for about a half of an hour, and then I have to put it down. And usually I'm just done playing video games for the day.
Boy, I want to try that. It makes me, I might get back into video games.
Really?
With VR. VR may get me back into it.
Oh, man, you got to come down to my house. I got the whole VR set up then.
Oh, boy.
Dude, Vicky just showed me the picture of the horse's testes, and it's hilarious.
Wow.
They disappear.
That's nuts.
I love it. I love it how we're now all searching up horse testicles online.
What does the meme say? It says warm weather, picture of the horse's testes. Cold weather, picture of it pretty much shriveled up. And then the next thing says, what a time to be alive.
There's your immersion right there.
That is just insanity. Oh, man. We've come a long way since EGA graphics, kids.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, we have. Wow. All right. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Earlier this morning, we were talking about things that you're never going to stop doing because Lars Ulrich from Metallica said that the band is hoping to continue doing what they do for another 20 to 25 years. And speaking of horses, somebody says, I'll never stop riding my horses long distances. I want to be one of those crazy old people doing 100-mile endurance races in my 70s.
Here's the question, though. Has he ever noticed the horse testicles? Has he really made that? No.
Yeah, I'm not positive he has or hasn't. Why don't you text him back to find that out?
Because you're always riding the horse, but I guess if you're in stables and you see the weather change, that's nuts. Again, crazy and nuts at the same time.
Vicky mentioned how she likes making forts out of pillows and blankets and things like that in their house.
Couch forts, yeah.
Somebody says, I'm 29. 2 years ago, my friends and I built a huge fort in the living room, complete with a light show and a drawbridge door. We smoked and took naps and watched movies in it for about a week.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Vicky, one of the Ant-Man movies, doesn't he create an elaborate, basically, fort in the house for him and his daughter?
Yes.
It's the beginning of the new one.
So you remember that?
I saw that, and then I fell asleep.
It's in the first couple minutes, so yes, you do know of it.
It was a great scene.
Yeah,
it's very cute.
It's everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to it's like reliving their childhood, couch fort style.
It's like camping, but without all the bugs and nature. It's great.
I can't disagree with you on that, Vicky. You're right. That is exactly the way I'd like to camp, not having to actually be outside. I think that's a great camping.
I got a text that just watched the video of Steve coming in his cowboy outfit. That's awesome. BJ, you're still a mean old man or a mean old douche.
Oh, okay, thanks.
But it looks like you lost a ton of weight. You look great, brother.
Oh, wow. It's nice. That's a backhanded compliment. All right.
I think you're okay with being called a mean old douche if the guy says they noticed your weight loss.
Well, you know what? I will take the compliments any way I can get them, Steve. If they're sandwiched between hate, why not?
The video is great because you get a real good peek inside the curtain of what it's like to be in this room when things are not going according to how you want them to go. Because you had no idea what was happening.
I was not happy with Danny. I was looking at Danny, and he had his phone up by the microphone. I'm hearing strange noises, and I was about to scream at him, going, Danny, what the hell are you doing with your stupid phone?
Right, because you called me in to play Beat Migs, and typically I just walk right in, but I told Danny because I needed some kind of a cue, so I gave him Cowboy by Kid Rock.
Yeah.
And so he played that, and then Chris said, okay, you better get in there. VJ's starting to look pissed. And then I watched the video, which is up at KISW.com on our blog, on Vicky's blog. And man, you have this death glare.
Yeah, I do.
That you're giving Danny. It's one of the funniest things ever.
Danny he was about to go down.
And I was just smiling. That was the best part, too, is because like you usually look at Steve, and Steve is like, fixes whatever's happening. And Steve was not here. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're not even moving. You're like stoic, and you're just, and then come walks in me like a stupid red cowboy,
and I'm like, what is going on? And then finally, I made the connection. Oh, wait, cowboy. But then I just lost it because I immediately recognized your costume.
Yes,
and you told me that it was going to be a great costume, even though the first costume you had on to hide it was just
terrible.
It was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles onesie, which I thought, God, Steve, you thought I would love this?
I thought you knew me,
and I tried to be nice about it. As much of a miserable old man as I am, I was like, well, Steve got dressed for Halloween and thought I'd like this, but I don't. But the true costume is a winner, no doubt about it. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Right, the chicken man just chimed in and says, I'm never going to stop dressing up as Santa Claus during my garbage route. After I retire, I'll take my talents to the mall. Yeah, dude, it's always awesome when one of the local news channels, it seems like every year, will follow Red around while he's dressed as Santa Claus doing his garbage route. And it's really cool to watch.
It is. It really is. And Red has such a good time in a lot of things that he does. I can see him saying, sure, you're taking a job that, look, a lot of people will go, that's definitely a hard job to do, and putting some fun in there, and then, and going around as Santa. And how about that, like you said, he gets to be famous on the news all the time.
Another text says, in honor of the final Kiss tour,
KissOnline.com.
Could you please replay the moment when BJ hung up on Peter Criss? It was the best ever.
Yeah. I have to tell you something. Well, the guy talking about me being a mean old man.
Yes.
This moment, which was from over 5 years ago?
Bro, this is super long.
This is like
ago.
10 years ago.
This is about maybe even 10 or 11 years ago. This is when I first started working with you.
It is amazing to hear myself and go, wow, was I an angry man?
Yeah, because, it's like almost like a weight loss thing. When you're around yourself all the time, or we're all around each other, you don't notice the weight loss because it's incremental. It's no different than your douchiness.
Thanks, buddy. That's exactly what I'd call it.
Right. Like nowadays, we don't know because we just kind of be with you all the time. But when you hear you from 10 years ago, oh my goodness.
It really, and it's like, you can tell I've been going to therapy. I will tell you that, because this is what it was like when I wasn't going to therapy.
To set it up so people know, Peter Criss was calling in. He was doing a radio tour, so he was talking to other radio stations. So he got online with us late, about 5 minutes late, because other radio shows were keeping him longer than they were supposed to. So BJ's mad because he's late for our show, but in Peter's head, he wasn't late because he started the interviews on time. He had no idea that these interviews were going too long and thus being late for our show.
Right.
And so the minute he answers the phone, hilarity ensues.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I feel so badly because the way you present Peter's side at the time, there was no way I was going to see that. But, in hindsight, it's like, you're absolutely right. Peter did nothing wrong, but that didn't stop me from being insane.
Growing up, I remember I first heard the opening drum fill of Strutter
and fell in love with this guy's style of drumming. Our next guest is the reason why I play drums. Well, him and Animal from the Muppets. Oh, yeah. Even though Gene and Paul think they could go on without Peter and Ace, I personally think they're stupid. Please welcome the only drummer for KISS, the Catman himself, Peter Criss.
How you guys doing? You guys sound hostile down there, you okay? Well, hostility down there.
I'll be honest with you. I think I'm starting to see Gene's point, to be quite honest with you. I'll be honest with you.
How about I hang up on you?
Look at Peter.
And I'll give you a piece of real Gene. How he really acts.
You can do what you want, Peter. I mean, you can hang up, you can stay. I mean, it's up to you. But I'm not going
to come on your show and get insulted.
Yeah, but dude, you have to understand that there's hostility.
I'm not going to get insulted by you.
But hold on, Peter. You've already started the insult by being late for an interview and then saying we're hostile.
I wasn't late. I've been sitting there since 6 o'clock this morning. What are you, crazy?
Okay, now where am I supposed to go? Yeah, what am I supposed to go with this?
How about we don't do this? Let's just forget it.
Hey, Peter, you can do whatever you want to do, but you have... Oh, there you go. All right, how about that, everybody? Go on. All right, how about that, huh?
Are you serious?
Hero.
How about that?
Wow, that's my idol, DJ.
Sorry about that, Steve. Steve did a good job of not really showing how disappointed he was, but of all the guests we've ever had, the only one you ever really, 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 really wanted to talk to.
It's like, finally.
I know,
the
dude.
man who I grew up listening to.
I feel so bad.
I think you also pissed off Steve Garvey once, too.
I may have.
Yeah, that was during one of our broadcasts.
Yeah.
I just learned never to have one of my idols on this show.
Yeah, I do apologize for all of that.
Oh, sure you do.
Yeah, I do. Well, I do now. Back then I wouldn't have, but I mean, I feel badly now. And I mean, I really totally get Peter's point. And I just should have moved on. You know, instead, I decided to take everything like I did personally, way too personally than I should have back then. And Steve's life was ruined forever. No more Peter Criss. Maybe someday we can make that right. I don't know how.
That's not happening.
Well,
he probably still remembers.
As long as you take my name off of it, just say it's on the Mix Show. He's not going to. He'll come on for that,
bro. I have a feeling that it's not the first or the last time Peter Criss has been mad at somebody.
Yeah. I know, but gosh, he wouldn't have been mad at you. I mean, you had that. That's the thing. You had that nice intro, and it's like he didn't even hear that, though. It would have been nice if he just could have, Well,
I think leading up to it, you were pissed off, and he probably heard that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he did hear that. You're right. You're right. I suck. And I blame Danny.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
It was Danny's fault.
Yeah.
What was I, like 5 at the time?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Danny at 5 years old.
Like 20?
Yeah.
And it's your fault because you still haven't given us any stupid Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, Danny. We got to wait still till noon?
Yeah, you got about 2 an hour.
I wish I could Peter Criss Danny.
Wow. In.
Yeah, the cowboy's in. He's with me. I have a question for you. What happens when a guy goes to the cops to complain about a crack dealer? Oh, I'm going to tell you what happens at 9:49 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Let me tell you this about this 62-year-old guy. His name is Kenneth, and he went to the police station in Indiana on Monday because, you know what, he had a complaint against his crack dealer. Yeah, you gotta, he had to get this taken care of. And apparently, he was thinking, nothing wrong with me going to the police and complaining about the bad service I'm getting about a crack dealer. That's not a problem, is it? He was upset because his dealer and his dealer's significant other were letting him buy his crack on credit, but now that his debt is up over $400, they're trying to collect, and he doesn't like it because he hasn't paid. They're threatening him, mess him up, shoot his car up, and they're like,
you should use the Cash App, man.
Yeah, Cash App is amazing. Yeah. Cops took down his complaint. It's no word if they busted the crack dealer or whether they're going to bust Kenneth too, since, he basically just admitted to buying a whole bunch of crack.
I wonder how many times they actually have criminals basically dine themselves out while complaining about some criminal behavior.
Just genius. Ryan Castle, speaking of geniuses, he's up next with the morning 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Steve, would you like to describe
this is so awesome.
what you just came in as, because you were a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
I am Steve Miggs from the past.
Oh, dude.
When I was dressed up as a cowboy. That picture that's on my Instagram, it's been everywhere. We'll share it again.
The red hat, the red shirt, the little short-alls.
Dude, that is so ridiculously awesome.
Isn't it?
Oh, because you've got that picture, I think you win Halloween.
I'm Steve from 40 years ago.
So true.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses continue to work together to make a difference now and shape the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio.